it's Amanda here from Lolly Lulu Crafts, and today I am making some Christmas cards with you. As you know, on some of the previous videos, if you've been watching me, I've been doing some bulk make Christmas cards, and what I wanted to do this time was do something that was super simple, because when we make Christmas cards, we either have a lot to make or we have some that we are making to sell, so you want to make a whole bunch, and I really wanted to go for something that still looked quite elegant and nice, but that was really simple to do and really quick, and were good for posting as well because they're totally one layer. So what I've got is these little books by Hunky Dory, and what I've made is this little set that I've put in the little acetate boxes, and there's 5 cards in here, and I wanted to put the little books sheets onto the Miri board. These are pre-cut by Hunky Dory, so you can purchase them, and they're designed to mat with these little book pages. However, this page is A6, so if you want to put this down as well, this is too big for the front of an A6 card. So I had to do something slightly different, which I'm going to go through and show you. So the first thing I did was I went through the little books and I picked out 5 images that kind of went together so that they would make a set nicely in the little acetate boxes. So I've just literally gone through and I've picked sort of different themes. So this one is kind of robins sitting on things, etc, etc. So I've gone through and I've selected a whole bundle of sets of 5. We want to make the backs of our cards, so because I don't want to put any more weight on the front, this is already heavy enough with the mat as well, so, and also then it makes it really a waste. If you made like a card that opens like that and then you stuck that to the front, you're kind of wasting the bit of card at the front because you really don't need it. So taking what I did with my easy peasy card method, I'm making only the back part of that. So I'm taking some relatively heavy cardstock and then I'm going to cut it to 6 by 4 1/4. So I'm just going to take it, and as you can see, you're going to waste that chunk down the edge there, but you know, you can still use that, put it aside, and things like stamping, die cutting, etc. So although it feels like a bit of a waste, nothing is ever wasted with us crafters, is it really? So it's better than doing a whole card. And then by 4 1/4, unfortunately you can only get 2 across at 4 1/4. So then that should fit for the back of our card here. So then carry on cutting. I won't do that with you here. So then you want to carry on cutting a whole bundle of these out, so for however many you think that you might be wanting to make. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back to you in a minute. So now that you've cut them all out, and I did a whole ton of them, I've done 5 sets of 5 already, and this is my final set. You literally are just going to take them and score them along the short side at 1/2 inch, and I'm just literally going down once. If you keep going back and forth and faffing around, it just takes even longer, and it's just enough to give a slight bend. It doesn't need to be like massive score. So then what we want to do next is stamp our sentiments onto our pieces of card that we've just created, the backs of our cards. I like to do this now so that if I mess up the stamping for any reason, I haven't already attached the fronts, so I'm not wasting the whole card, I'm only wasting this part. So for this stamp, I'm going to be using the Cozy Christmas from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to be using the Christmas Wishes stamp. So I'm going to use my stamp platform because when you're doing repeat stamping like this, it makes it much simpler because I only have to position my stamp once. I know it'll be in the right place as long as I butt the card up into this corner each time, and obviously make sure that the crease is at the same end each time as well. So I'm going to have my score line at the top here. There we go. And then Now you could of course stamp this with coloured ink or whatever you want, but I am going to go for my VersaFine, and I'm just going to literally ink it up, stamp, lift. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp these. I'm probably going to leave some plain and do some with the sentiments, so we've got a bit of both. Okay, so I will come back to you when I finished all this stamping. Okay, so I'm just on the last one, and I did 2 sets using the black, and then I've used this new colour from Stampin' Up called Poppy Red for the other 4 sets, because I thought that that would work really well with a lot of the robins and things that I had going on, so I think that came out really well. So that is those done. So the next thing to do is decide with your sheets that you've got here what colour mirror you want. In my case I've just got silver or gold, so I've literally just went through my little piles, the different sets, and I've just picked out whether I want silver or gold and put those with them. So then all we need to do is I want to stick the little books sheets on the front of our mirror card. I want to do this before I stick it to the card base. I just find it's easier when it's not attached. So I'm going to just use Take Pen for that, and just want to make sure that when I put it down is I look here to make sure that the bottom and the 2 sides have an equal amount of the mirror board showing, and then generally as you go up that should mean that it sits in the right place on the 2 sides and the top as well. So there we go, and so I'm literally going to now just go through them all and stick them down. Okay, so that's all of the sets done. I thought I would show you this set because on this one we've got some that are portrait and we've also got some landscapes, so you need to be aware of that. You don't need to change how you make the card back or where you score it. You just need to know that if you are stamping a sentiment that you need to change that. What I did was I left it blank. So what you want to do first is just take your backs and just lightly fold those little score lines so that they've got a bend in them. By giving them a little bend like that, it means that when you open the card it just makes it a little easier to do because it's already got the bend in it. So I'm going to just do one of the landscape ones first just to show you what I meant about that. So I'm literally just going to take some of my Cosmic Shimmer glue. I'm using that because it's nice and strong, but you could use the red tape, but again I think using the wet glue is a bit quicker, so that's why I'm doing that, just for speed really. And then you want to lay it down so it's flat on the back there, and you know then that it's fitting into your card, onto your card I should say. And then just make sure it's stuck, but then just showing you very carefully that it opens up to the side like that, so that's fine. And then while that's just setting, just pop it to one side. You can leave it to get on with it while you're doing the next ones. Okay, so there they are all done. And then the final thing is to put them into their little boxes. So before I make the boxes, what I want to do is just stamp my details on the back. I have 2 ways of putting my details on the back. I have this stamp and I also have stickers. So I'm literally just inking it up with my VersaFine and stamping on the back. Is stamped, so you could do that in coloured ink if you wanted. I was just going for my VersaFine because it does stamp that up really nicely. Okay, so the final part is to make up these little boxes. As I said, these come from Stampin' Up, so it's a really simple thing. They're already really, the work is done. Simple. So then that's that done. So I'm going to make up the others and then get my envelopes and put them in their little boxes. Okay, so there they are all done, and I've actually got 10 boxes here because there was 10 in the pack of these boxes, and I thought, well, I may as well just finish them off rather than just leave 2 odd ones. These are your you're sending out tons or you're selling a load and people want simple, not that expensive cards necessarily, because they're sending to people they maybe not speak to from one end of the year to the next and they just send a card to. They want something that's easy to post, that doesn't cost a ton in postage either. So these are flat, but they still look really nice and they're still handmade. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed making these with me, and I would love to see you over on the blog post. I will post pictures on there. I'm not going to do photos of every single card obviously, but I've sort of done group photos of them so you can just see roughly what they are, because I know you haven't seen them all. And obviously there will be links to the products, but otherwise thank you so much for watching and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.